In Hollywood, love doesn't age, it just gets more complicated. From silver-haired stars to their barely legal boyfriends, these gay age gap romances blur the line between passion, power, and PR. Are they real connections or carefully staged illusions? Stick around, because the truth behind the glitter might shock you. Liberace, the flamboyant entertainer whose stage was covered in diamonds, feathers, and candlelight, lived a life that was both glamorous and private. In the late 1970s, at age 57, he met Scott Thorson, a handsome and impressionable 18-year-old whom he hired as his personal chauffeur. What began as a professional relationship became a whirlwind romance, filled with extravagance, obsession, and ultimately heartbreak. Their relationship was marked by lavish gifts, lavish vacations, and even insecure plastic surgery, as Liberace sought to maintain his youthful image and control over Thorson. Determined to draw Scott into his glamorous world, he even invited him on stage as a dancer in his Las Vegas shows. On the surface, their life seemed the height of glamour: gold-plated pianos, fur coats, champagne nights. But beneath the glitz was tension and manipulation. Despite his glamorous public displays, Liberace remained completely private. The star, who had captivated audiences with his charisma and glamour, went to great lengths to conceal his sexuality, fearing the truth would ruin his career. However, the couple's lavish lifestyle made it nearly impossible to keep a secret. The pressure of living a lie, combined with jealousy, dependency, and fame, gradually tore their relationship apart. The relationship eventually unraveled, marked by deceit and emotional turmoil. Thorson, feeling abandoned and betrayed, filed a lawsuit against Liberace, sparking a tabloid sensation, one of the first gay lawsuits in entertainment history. What seemed like a fairy tale romance turned into a public spectacle of pain, power, and loss. Their tumultuous relationship was later portrayed in HBO's 2013 film, Behind the Candelabra. Did they live happily ever after? If you've seen the film, you know the answer is far from a fairy tale ending. The film, starring Michael Douglas as Liberace and Matt Damon as Thorson, peels back the glamour to reveal their complex, often volatile relationship, a story of affection intertwined with control and devotion warped by fear. Liberace's need to maintain the illusion of perfection, the charismatic bachelor admired by millions, collided with his private reality, leaving both men emotionally scarred. Yet Behind the Candelabra also reveals moments of genuine tenderness. Beneath the frivolity and excess, there was still affection, perhaps even love, that neither knew how to fully express in a world that did not accept them. Liberace died in 1987, still publicly denying his sexuality, even as the world speculated. Thorson, his former lover, sank into years of addiction and legal trouble, forever linked to the legend that changed his life. Their story, tragic as it was, became one of the most notorious and revealing portraits of quiet celebrity in Hollywood history. In the decades that followed, their relationship became a symbol of both the price of secrecy and the desire for authenticity. It's a cautionary tale wrapped in rhinestones, a reminder that behind every spotlight there is darkness, and that even the brightest stars can be drowned by the illusions they create. The love of Liberace and Scott Thorson wasn't built to last, but it endures as a chapter in Hollywood's hidden history. A glamorous tragedy that proves that even the most glamorous lives can mask the deepest loneliness. Tom Daley and Dustin Lance Black's relationship has been nothing short of a modern-day fairy tale. Daley, the beloved British Olympic diver, and Black, the American screenwriter and activist best known for his Oscar-winning film Milk, captured the world's attention with a romance that felt both personal and universal. A story of courage, vulnerability, and love that defied expectations. Tom came out in a heartfelt YouTube video in 2013, where he opened up about his sexuality, sharing that it was love that gave him the strength to embrace his true self. At first, he kept his partner's identity private, but it didn't take long before the world discovered that the person who had stolen his heart was Dustin Lance Black. Their relationship quickly became the subject of fascination, not because of the age gap. Daley was 20 and Black in his late 30s, but because of the effortless chemistry and emotional maturity they displayed. Their bond grew stronger as they began appearing on each other's social media, posting candid glimpses of shared laughter, travels, and quiet moments away from the spotlight. Eventually, the couple went public with their romance. Daley, once cautious about revealing personal details, seemed to find peace and confidence with Black by his side. Someone who understood the pressures of public life and offered steady support when the world was watching. One of the most meaningful milestones came when Black, based in Los Angeles, flew to England to spend Christmas with Daley and his family. It was a simple yet profound gesture that showed the depth of their commitment. For Tom, it was more than a holiday. It was the moment his two worlds finally came together. Though the future is always uncertain, things appear to be going beautifully for the couple. The love between Daley and Black is undeniable, and their story serves as a beacon of hope for many in the LGBTQ+ community. Their journey is a reminder that love can be transformative, giving people the courage to live authentically and love unapologetically. Whether or not they live happily ever after, one thing is certain: their relationship is built on trust, respect, and genuine happiness. But beyond the public image and glamorous appearances lies a real story of partnership. Daley has often credited Black for being his rock through moments of pressure and self-doubt, while Black admires Daley's optimism and determination. Their marriage in 2017, held at Bovey Castle in Devon, England, wasn't just a celebration of love. It was a statement. That love, regardless of age or fame, deserves to be seen and celebrated. A year later, they welcomed their son, Robbie Ray, through surrogacy, marking a new chapter in their story. Parenthood brought balance and joy, grounding their relationship even more. They've spoken openly about their desire to raise their child in a world that values kindness, inclusion, and authenticity, the very ideals they both represent. Today, Tom and Dustin continue to shine as individuals and as a couple. They've built a life that blends creativity, activism, and family, showing that true love isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Their story proves that even in Hollywood, where relationships often fade under the spotlight, love built on sincerity and mutual respect can endure. In a world still learning to embrace difference, Tom Daley and Dustin Lance Black stand as living proof that love knows no boundaries, not of age, fame, or expectation. Their relationship reminds us all that sometimes the most extraordinary love stories are also the most human ones. Honest, imperfect, and absolutely real. Christopher Isherwood, one of the great chroniclers of 20th century gay life, found love in the most unexpected way. In 1953, when Isherwood was 48 and Bachardy was 18, they met by chance in Southern California. And from that moment, a relationship blossomed that defied convention, judgment, and time. Their 30-year age gap raised more than a few eyebrows, as did Bachardy's reputation as a young bootlegger. Yet, beneath the gossip and skepticism, their relationship blossomed into one of the most enduring and creative in gay history. Bachardy, who had struggled with her own identity and orientation, soon became Isherwood's muse, and in many ways, his mirror image. Isherwood's novel, A Single Man, later adapted into a critically acclaimed film, was inspired by their shared emotional world. Their dynamic, the tension between youth and experience, cynicism and devotion, fueled not only their art, but also their personal growth. Reflecting on their relationship, Bachardy once recalled a difficult period when Isherwood was uncertain about their future. "We'd been together for 10 years, and I was causing a lot of trouble, wondering if I should be alone," he said. "Chris was going through a difficult time too, so he killed my character Jim in the book and imagined what his life would be like without me." It is a painful yet profound look at their relationship, a deeply human one, marked by honesty, jealousy, reconciliation, and a strong affection that never wavered. Despite the ups and downs, affairs, arguments, and separations, Isherwood and Bachardy remained together until Isherwood's death in 1986. Their relationship has weathered decades of social change, the rise of the gay rights movement, and harsh public scrutiny. What began as a scandal has become sacred, a love story that grows stronger as both men learn to accept and understand each other fully. After Isherwood's death, Bachardy continued to live in the Santa Monica home they had shared for decades, a quiet, sun-drenched place that held memories, letters, and portraits he painted of Isherwood in his final years. The house was more than a home, it was a living museum of devotion, an intimate monument to the love that transformed both men. Their story, far from perfect, remains one of the most moving examples of how love can transcend generations. Isherwood brought Bachardy wisdom, stability, and a sense of belonging, while Bachardy brought Isherwood vitality, youth, and inspiration. Together, they captured what few couples achieve, a balance between independence and unity, art and affection, passion and endurance. In a Hollywood where relationships often falter and fade, theirs has remained quiet but enduring for more than 3 decades. It's not a dream, it's real, complicated, and sometimes painful, but that's what makes it so beautiful. Even now, Bachardy, in her old age, speaks of Christopher with the same warmth he spoke of half a century ago. Theirs was more than just a romance, but a creative symbiosis, proof that love doesn't have to be like anyone else's to be extraordinary. Their story reminds us that connection knows no age, boundaries, or expiration dates. It endures through memory, through art, and through devotion that transcends time. Marc Jacobs, the iconic fashion designer and former creative director of Louis Vuitton, has always lived boldly, both in his art and in his love life. Known for his bold style and ability to combine luxury and rebellion, Jacobs has long been one of the most charismatic figures in the fashion industry. So when news broke that he was dating Brazilian adult film actor Harry Lewis, it was an instant global sensation. Despite their 26-year age gap, their relationship was undeniable. Theirs was a modern-day fashion dream. Lavish vacations, luxury hotel rooms, and picture-perfect moments shared on Instagram and Twitter. Fans followed every update, from beachside selfies in Rio to red carpet appearances in New York, where the couple often looked radiant and in love. For a time, it seemed like they were rewriting the rules of celebrity relationships. Part passionate, part free-spirited, part glamorous. Jacobs, always a showman, wasn't afraid to let the world see his softer side. Louis, youthful and charismatic, brought a sense of spontaneity and playfulness to the designer's fast-paced world. Together, they embodied a kind of romance that thrived on contrasts: age and youth, art and desire, discipline and chaos. To the outside world, their love seemed like the perfect blend of fantasy and reality, a haute couture romance that filled the tabloids. But like many other dazzling stories, theirs burned out quickly. Behind the filters and perfect smiles, the realities of fame, distance, and personal ambition began to take their toll. Both men lived under constant public scrutiny, with every move analyzed by fans and critics. And as cracks began to appear, Social media, the very place that had celebrated their love, became the stage for their heartbreak. As expected, their relationship ended with as much drama as it began. Lewis took to Instagram to announce the split, posting a photo of the couple edited to look like a broken picture frame. In the caption, he wrote, "Marc and I have decided not to continue our relationship as boyfriends. We love each other very much, and it was a mutual decision." The story is both sweet and mature, and heartbreaking, revealing how even the most glamorous romances can quietly crumble beneath the surface. While their whirlwind relationship didn't lead to the fairy tale ending fans had hoped for, it left a lasting impression. Jacobs and Louis showed the world that love between men, regardless of age difference, could be celebrated openly, unafraid, and beautifully. Their openness helped break down barriers in industries that were still reluctant to accept same-sex relationships, especially those that went against conventional norms. In the years that followed, Jacobs continued to grow, both personally and creatively. Since then, he has found lasting love and stability, but he often talks about how each relationship shaped his understanding of love. For Harry Lewis, the experience of sharing his life, even for a short time, with one of fashion's greatest icons has become an indelible chapter in his story. Their relationship is not a tragedy, but a moment, a charming and human reminder that even in a world obsessed with perfection, love remains messy, unpredictable, and real. Jacobs and Louis prove that the spark between two people, however fleeting, can light up the world and leave behind something far more enduring than a perfect picture: authenticity. At first glance, the relationship between legendary fashion designer Calvin Klein and model Nick Gruber seems like a fairy tale romance, a captivating blend of fashion, youth, and desire. When Klein, then 67, began dating Gruber, a 20-year-old former soldier and model with a brief career in the adult entertainment industry, the media couldn't take their eyes off them. Their romance became front-page news, not only because of their fame and age gap, but also because of how openly they acknowledged their relationship in a world still wary of same-sex celebrity relationships. Known for his meticulous image and lavish lifestyle, Klein spared no expense in celebrating Gruber's 21st birthday. The party, a lavish Studio 54-themed affair, attracted a star-studded guest list, including fashion heavyweights Anna Wintour, Donna Karan, and Vera Wang. A cake decorated with 21 fireworks lit up the night, symbolizing the glittering extravagance that surrounded their relationship. For a while, Calvin and Nick seemed to be living in a real-life dream world, a perfect blend of classic sophistication and youthful energy. But beneath the surface of lavishness and admiration, cracks began to appear. Despite public displays of affection, their relationship grew increasingly strained. Their age gap, clashing lifestyles, and constant media scrutiny created pressure neither could handle. The turning point came when Klein ended the relationship after Gruber was arrested for assault and drug possession, a scandal that marked a dramatic and public end to their fairy tale. Although it seemed like the end, the tabloids weren't done with them. Rumors of a new romance surfaced the following summer when the pair were spotted together again. For a moment, love seemed to triumph over chaos, but the magic didn't last. In 2013, Gruber was reportedly kicked out of the Ascension Party on Fire Island, further denting his public image. Later that year, he shocked fans and critics alike by announcing he was no longer gay, a statement that led many to question not only his identity, but the authenticity of his relationship with Klein. While their love story could have had a fairy tale ending, it ultimately didn't. It's a story of passion and fame colliding. Two people from very different worlds trying to navigate love in the spotlight. Klein, the brilliant architect of a global brand, and Gruber, the impulsive model caught up in the whirlwind of fame, represent two opposing sides of the same dream. Both men moved on, Klein retreating into his work and private life, and Gruber retreating from the public eye, away from the gay label that defined his fame. But their story remains one of the most talked about in fashion, a cautionary tale of how love, when fueled by wealth and notoriety, can shine brightly before fading. Yet there's no denying that their relationship is deeply human. Amid all the headlines and controversy, their relationship reveals a softer truth. Even icons and idols are vulnerable to the unpredictable power of love. Calvin and Nick's love story isn't about glamour or scandal. It's about two men searching for connection in a world that often confuses passion and stability. In the vast mosaic of Hollywood and high fashion, their story stands out, not for how it ends, but for how it dared to exist in the first place, boldly, openly, and unapologetically. Colton Haynes and Jeff Leatham were once hailed as one of Hollywood's most elegant and admired couples, one that seemed destined to last forever. Colton, the actor and model best known for his roles on Teen Wolf and Arrow, has long been admired for his openness about mental health and his journey towards self-acceptance. Jeff, a world-renowned floral designer whose creations have graced both celebrity and royal weddings, brought an artistic and romantic style that perfectly matched Colton's youthful energy. Their love story began like a movie. Jeff proposed to Colton in a grand gesture orchestrated by Cher. Yes, that Cher. During a candlelit dinner in Cabo San Lucas. It was a dazzling display of flowers, lights, and music, a moment that made fans believe in fairy tales all over again. In October 2017, the couple married in a lavish ceremony at a Palm Springs hotel, attended by family, friends, and some of Hollywood's biggest names. Their wedding photos, filled with laughter, tears, and beauty, immediately became a symbol of gay love blossoming in the public eye. But just 6 months into their marriage, cracks began to appear. Colton Haynes and Jeff Leatham, once admired as a strong and loving couple, surprised everyone with news that they were considering divorce. The news sent shockwaves through their fan base, who had long looked to them as a beacon of hope for same-sex marriage in the entertainment industry. As it turns out, the reason wasn't scandal or infidelity, it was something much more human. The couple struggled to adjust to married life, juggling careers, travel, and the constant pressure of public scrutiny. Differences in their lifestyles, communication, and emotional needs began to create distance. Despite the tension, the divorce was never finalized. Instead, both men realized that beneath the tension and misunderstandings, their love for each other remained deep and sincere. They chose not to walk away, but to do the harder thing, stay and rebuild. Through therapy, honest conversations, and shared effort, Colton and Jeff learned to communicate better, listen more, and accept that even the most intense love stories require work. Their reconciliation was quiet, private, and mature, a stark contrast to the glamour that defined their beginning. They reminded the world that marriage, especially in the harsh light of fame, isn't about perfection. It's about perseverance. It's about two people choosing each other over and over again, even when it's not easy. Colton later opened up about his struggles with anxiety, fame, and personal loss, acknowledging that Jeff's patience and understanding helped him heal. Jeff, in turn, often spoke with admiration of Colton's courage and honesty. Together, they became an example of what it means to love deeply, not just through flashy gestures, but through the quiet, daily efforts to be there for each other. Their story serves as a reminder that love isn't defined by perfect moments, but by resilience. True commitment means weathering storms, facing flaws, and coming out stronger together. Colton and Jeff's journey, with its ups and downs, heartbreaks and reconciliations, reflects the realities of modern marriage. It's not a fairy tale, but something much more powerful. True love, built on patience, understanding, and the determination to keep trying. In a world where celebrity relationships often fade as quickly as their appearances, theirs continues to inspire. Not because it's perfect, but because it's genuine. They remind us all that even under the brightest lights of Hollywood, love is a work of art, fragile, beautiful, and worth fighting for. Gerald McCullouch and Derrick Gordon, two pioneers in the LGBTQ+ community, made headlines when they publicly confirmed their relationship, proving that love can blossom even in the most unexpected circumstances. Gerald, a veteran actor best known for his role on CSI and his standout performance in the gay indie comedy Bear City, has long been admired for his confidence and openness about his sexuality. Meanwhile, Derrick made history as the first openly gay basketball player in the NCAA, breaking barriers in one of America's most traditionally masculine arenas. Together, they represent two sides of existence: artistry and athleticism, courage and vulnerability. When the couple went public with their relationship in May at the GLAAD Media Awards in New York, it was more than just a red carpet moment. It was a powerful statement. Hand in hand, they stepped into the spotlight, radiating honesty and pride. For many who witnessed the night, it was a symbol of progress, a reminder that love between two men could be celebrated, not hidden. Gordon himself took to Twitter after the event, writing that it was a night he didn't want to end. Their celebration of love and presence that night became a milestone not just for the couple, but for the entire LGBTQ+ community. Their openness was a breath of fresh air in two industries that have always struggled with representation. Gerald, with his Hollywood charisma, and Derrick, with his athleticism, showed the world that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Their relationship blurs the lines between the worlds of entertainment and professional sports, bringing together two men who refuse to live in fear of judgment. While how their love story unfolds remains to be seen, what stands out is the sincerity they have for each other. There's a refreshing honesty in the way they share their journey, not as a performance, but as a genuine connection built on mutual respect. In a society that often values fame and image over authenticity, Gerald and Derrick's relationship feels incredibly grounded. The hope, of course, is that their journey will continue to inspire others facing similar challenges. Both men have become role models in their own ways. Gerald, by using his platform to advocate for LGBTQ+ representation in film and theater, and Derrick by mentoring young athletes struggling to come out. Their relationship shows that presence isn't just about being seen, it's about being authentic. Their story sends a powerful message to the world, one about courage, acceptance, and the beauty of finding love when you least expect it. Whether posing together on the red carpet or sharing quiet moments away from the spotlight, they remind everyone that love has no boundaries, regardless of age, profession, or public opinion. Today, as they continue to write the next chapter of their lives, the couple is living proof that happiness isn't reserved for the few. Love, in its purest form, belongs to everyone. Gerald and Derrick's story is more than just a romance. It's a beacon of hope, a reminder that honesty and courage can change hearts, change cultures, and inspire a new generation to live lives without regrets. Their journey has only just begun, but it's already shining as one of Hollywood's most inspiring modern love stories. Proof that when two people choose honesty over fear, the results can be nothing short of revolutionary. Jonathan Adler, now known as the King of Kitsch in modern interior design, and Simon Doonan, a sharp creative mind and former legendary commercial director of Barney's New York, share one of the most enduring and inspiring love stories in the design world. Their romance, which began in 1994, has all the makings of a modern fairy tale, charming, funny, and deeply committed. At the time, Adler was a young sculptor trying to make his mark in the competitive world of art and design. Doonan, already an established figure with a sharp style and a wicked sense of humor, was introduced to Adler on a blind date by a mutual friend, with whom they vowed to get along. As Simon later told the New York Times, "He pestered me with a lot of blunt questions." Coming from Britain, where politeness often masks true feelings, Doonan found Jonathan's American candor surprising, even a little off-putting. But it was that candor, that unabashed curiosity, that drew him in. Despite their differences, Jonathan's youthful intensity and Simon's dull wit, the two connected almost immediately. They realized that beneath their contrasting personalities lay a shared vision of life, one fueled by creativity, humor, and mutual respect. What began as a flirtation over dinner became a strong relationship built on trust and inspiration. After 14 years together, the couple officially tied the knot in 2008, a celebration of love, resilience, and authenticity that reflected everything they stood for. In an era where same-sex marriage was still gaining acceptance, Adler and Doonan didn't just marry each other. They married each other's values: art, individuality, and fearless self-expression. Together, they became one of the most powerful couples in the design world, blending their personal and professional lives in a natural yet extraordinary way. Adler's bold, quirky aesthetic and Doonan's unique creative direction for Barney's made them cultural icons, two men redefining what it means to live beautifully and fearlessly. Their love story stands out in a city obsessed with innovation. While many Hollywood couples burn out quickly, Adler and Doonan have built something lasting, a life defined by humor, honesty, and shared ambition. They've faced the same challenges as any long-term couple: creative conflicts, busy schedules, and the relentless pace of the industry. But through it all, they've remained partners in the truest sense of the word, equals who support each other. Nearly 3 decades later, they're still going strong both personally and professionally, proving that love doesn't have to fade over the years. It can grow, deepen, and inspire. Their home, filled with color, laughter, and art, is more than just a physical space. It's a reflection of who they are: vibrant, bold, and deeply connected. Will they live happily ever after? After nearly 20 years of marriage and a life built on collaboration and creativity, we can say that with absolute certainty. Their relationship is a testament to the idea that love, when built on friendship and mutual respect, can be both a sanctuary and a masterpiece. The story of Jonathan Adler and Simon Doonan is more than just a romance. It's also about collaboration. Two creative forces who dared to be themselves, loved fully, and in doing so, redefined the meaning of modern love in Hollywood and beyond. Cheyenne Jackson, a multi-talented Broadway actor and singer, and Jason Landau, an actor-turned-entrepreneur, share an authentic love story amid the glitter of Hollywood. They met in 2013 while rebuilding their lives, and what began as friendship quickly became a bond rooted in humor, empathy, and shared purpose. Jackson, known for 30 Rock, American Horror Story, and acclaimed Broadway performances, has long been admired for his openness and artistry. Landau's entrepreneurial drive perfectly complements Cheyenne's creativity. Though their paths differ, they share the same values: honesty, family, and a belief in second chances. Their romance moved fast but never felt rushed. After a year of courtship, they got engaged in 2014 and married later that year. The wedding, filled with family, close friends, and heartfelt melodies, wasn't a Hollywood spectacle. It was simple, sincere love. Two men walking side by side, promising to embrace both joy and hardship together. In 2016, Cheyenne and Jason welcomed twins Willow and Ethan via surrogacy, marking a joyful new chapter. Parenthood reshaped them, deepening their connection and softening their edges. Their social media offers glimpses of messy playrooms and quiet laughter, a reminder that behind fame, they're simply two devoted dads raising children with love. Their journey, grounded in patience, compassion, and creativity, has made them one of Hollywood's most respected couples. Unlike fleeting celebrity flings, theirs endures through honesty and growth. Jackson often says Jason taught him to slow down and be present, while Jason praises Cheyenne's warmth as a husband and father. Together they've built something steady and real. In an industry obsessed with appearances, their bond feels like quiet rebellion. Proof that true happiness isn't fame or fortune, but being loved for who you are. Jackson and Landau continue to inspire LGBTQ+ couples to believe in lasting love. In a city built on illusion, they created something rare, a love that's real, resilient, and beautifully human. Behind every headline and every spotlight, there's a heartbeat. Fragile, real, and human. These stories remind us that love, in all its forms, is never perfect, but it's always worth it. If you believe love deserves to be seen in every shade and every age, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the truth behind Hollywood's glitter is always more powerful than the illusion.